What's up, guys? This is LittleDerek.comics back with another video, and today I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about a character rig that I created recently. So, if you're a fan of Teen Titans, this is Robin. So, I drew this character model like 2 weeks ago on a live stream. I'll link the live stream. It should be in like the top right about now, and you guys can see how I, made the Robin, and there'll probably be like a short that you can see me make the Robin in. But for right now, I wanted to kind of show you guys what I've done with it. So this is going to be like some animation stuff. So if you like animations and character models and 2D rigs and all that, go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more. But let's go ahead and look at what we got here. So first off, this is the base model. And, I can move him around and all that. But let me Control Z. And then if I click this right here, it'll take me into the actual, layers of the drawing. So you can see right here, I have a cape. I got his arm and everything. You can kind of see how everything's laid out right here. All the different parts are here. And you might be wondering what these green things are. So these are meshes, and you might be wondering what a mesh is. So say for instance, I'm going to go with the cape, right? If I wanted to move the cape, I could do that. Whoops, it's going to be weird with the mesh. But let me see how I want to explain this. Normally, I could just, move the cape on its own. If I wanted to, I can rotate the cape normally and all that, yada yada whoop whoop. But say I wanted to get a little bit creative with the cape, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm dancing around a lot. But say I wanted to get a little bit more saucy with the cape, right? So I can go to this mesh, and then I'm going to use my plastic tool. And you see I have like these different points on it. So I can move the cape. Wrong thing. I'm going to go to animate, and then I can move my cape upward like that. And you can kind of see it's wiggling a little bit. And let's see. I can also say I rotated it a little bit before I do this. So it's upward. And now with the mesh, I can go back to my plastic tool. And then I can kind of bend the tips if I wanted to, and just make it a little bit wavy, bend it inwards. There's a few things I can do with that. And this is a really powerful. Did I break my? oh, okay, I know what I did. But yeah, that's a really powerful tool to have. And, it's not even just with the cape, say, for the arm, right? I can rotate the arm. Normally, he can wave and stuff like that. But I have the arm as one solid piece. So with the mesh, right, I can go to the mesh of the left arm. Give me a sec. And, I can bend it inward. I can make it look like he's reaching for something. I can bend it outward. And it's got a little bit of rubber hose going right now. I'll have to clean it up a bit. But that's something I can do with the arm. And when you have them all connected with the meshes, something you can do, let me see. Yeah, when they're all connected, one thing you can do, so say I go to the torso and I move his body around. You can see everything is kind of moving with him around that, that one point. So I can do that, just have him bend any way I want to, really. And he's got a lot of range of motion, but outside of just the meshes, I got some on the leg too. I kind of want to give an overview of what all I've done with the model. The legs can come out, and then I can make them bend in like a kind of knee. And then the shoe is connected too. So if I wanted to bend the shoe, I can do that. It's all a part of the leg. I can bend the tip of the sole and all that. Again, it's a little bit rubbery, but it's fine. So yeah, I've shown that the cape can move. I've shown that the legs can move. I'm not going to show the other leg or the other arm just because, just take my word for it, it does the same thing. I even have the neck with a little bit of animation. So if I wanted to like move the neck, you know, I could. Let me zoom in a bit. So yeah, I can kind of bend his neck, and I could also do that with the torso moving if I so desired. So it's kind of like animations on top of animations and things like that. So a lot of good movement. This is really powerful stuff. This is why I like using Opentoonz. The only thing I don't like about Opentoonz is how prone it is to crashing. It really sucks, but hey, you get what you pay for, and it is free. So, and then the last few things I wanted to talk about are the hair, like the hair and the mask. I'll save the mask for last, but I didn't do the face or like the head just for the fact that I don't really know how to animate a still image of the face, because that's pretty much what this is. And I didn't put a mouth on yet because I still have to learn like the mouth animations. But with the hair, I have it so you can like animate the tips. So, you know, his hair can be a little bit wavy if I wanted it to. The only downsides to it is like you can kind of see it's one solid piece. So like this end kind of like stops. Usually I would make them two separate pieces and kind of have the tips animated and the back of the hair its own separate thing. But, you know, these are supposed to be simple models that I was creating, so I didn't opt to do that on this one. And its hair doesn't have to be like too complex. You just need it a little bit wavy to get the point across. And lastly, I want to talk about the mask. So you might be wondering, oh, it's a mask. What do you need to animate on it? Well, the mask also works as his eyes. So I can, you know, make him a little bit more expressive. I can kind of make one eye a little bit bigger, you know, kind of lower it down. I can have him kind of squinting. He got a little messed up right there. But let me see. If I wanted to, like, buck his eyes a little bit, I'd bring that up, bring that down, bring this one up, bring it down. And now you can see he's kind of shocked. He's kind of surprised as opposed to what he had right there. I could also have him squinting a bit. Like, he's kind of like, what? And then, like, if I wanted to make him a little bit more pissed, I could bring his eyes up like this. Now he's like squinting and he's kind of mad. So very expressive, and it's really good for Robin in this sense because I don't have the eyes drawn for Robin. It's literally just the mask represents his eyes. So I think it's pretty good though. And this is all linked together. That's basically how this animatic works, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I would explain more of the character. I was basically just kind of trying to represent the Teen Titans 2003 Robin. I talk more about my actual process in the live stream, so please be sure to check that out. And I also have some time lapses. I should have a short one on my YouTube soon, but I also have one that's over a minute on my Patreon. So feel free to check that out. But that's basically an overview of my Robin character model and how everything works. So, you know, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll try to do another one next week with Cyborg. I have him, and you can check out that live stream as well. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.